Emilio, what prompted you to write The Rhythm of Success, and why now?
You know something, through almost 20 years, people have been asking me, write a book about the whole Latino music scene, what was happening. And I saw it was not the right timing. Why is the right timing now? Because we're going through rough times, and especially as immigrants need to know, and the next generation of immigrants need to learn how we did it, how much hard work was for us at the time that we came to this country. At the same time, how much we appreciate the American dream, how much we appreciate this country, and how much we have to pay back. And I think people need to definitely be more open to help and share. People need to be more creative. I think when you go to rough times, when you have to be a lot more creative. I think that's one thing that we learn especially what is happening now. You need to be a little bit more aggressive and be exactly more open to do things that nobody's done.
Do you see your son and your daughter continuing, the legacy that you and Gloria have started with another generation of music from the Estefan brand?
You know something, I hope so, I wish so, but I can tell you, my book tells you that you need to do what makes you happy. I'd say that if you're going to be a cook, be the best cook. If you're going to be a carpenter, be the carpenter. And I think, so I hope that, I know my daughter loves music. I think my son is more into computer and animation for movies and things like that. But as long as they're happy, nothing else, because this book is about that. It's finding the right medium of life to be successful, but to be happy in life.
Who are your biggest people that you look up to?
I think my dad was a hero for me. Why? Because he was the guy who told me, I want to die with a pair of shoes and one suit to be buried. That's the way I don't want to leave anything. And he shared his life and his money with everybody. He won the lottery 27 times. He was the luckiest guy, and I think he was so lucky because he got money and give money away. I learned a lot of things from him. I think for me it was so hard when I left Cuba because I heard a conversation between my mom and my dad, and they said, we're going to be stuck in a communist country. And I was 11 years old. I cried all night, and I say, I have to leave. And the only chance my family have to live in freedom is me. So I became a man overnight. I cried all night. I told my mom. My mom saw I was crazy. And when I left to Spain, it was so hard for me. Why? Because I was hugging my mom and my brother, and I said maybe I would never see them again. And I knew when I was hugging my grandfather and my uncles, I would never see them again because there was no chance I would be back in Cuba. And so I learned the hard way. And my father told me a lot of things and teach me a lot of things that was fantastic. Is to appreciate life, to be optimist. My life could be so negative, and I convert everything that was negative to positive, and I'm so blessed about that.
When you met Gloria, how did that interplay, your whole background and hers? Her father was also a man who was involved in fighting for freedom in Cuba. He was a Bay of Pigs veteran. There was he was hurt, and there was pain in her family, and then you had your own. How did that meld into a new family for you all?
Well, we got a lot of things in common. Meeting Gloria, definitely we was two poor kids with a lot of dreams, coming to a country for freedom. And I think that's why we have such a great marriage, because we have a lot of respect for money, a lot of respect for human beings, and a lot of respect for freedom. People take freedom for granted, and that's one thing we never take. We live and we appreciate and we want to pay back to this country the way we live, the way that we achieve things, and the way we live with freedom for my kids. So I think we have a lot of things in common, and I think being poor, we learn a lot of things. And I won't even change that. I won't even change because we enjoy life to the max.
And one final question I wanted to ask you, the great Quincy Jones, producer, he wrote the foreword for The Rhythm of Success. Tell us a little about your relationship with Quincy and how you met and how this has evolved.
Well, Quincy also has been a hero to a lot of people, not to me, to a lot of people. Why? Because he was a guy who defended the black music when nobody wanted to be accepted. And I think not only that, he's done so many things, he's keep doing a lot of incredible things. And he's Emily's godfather. So when I was writing the book, I said, Quincy, you will do my foreword? I said, man, I would love that. So I called him and I said, of course, Emilio, I will do it. And I'm blessed to have that. His friendship, I think the words that he said about this book, he said we have a lot of things in common. We are people that, we defend a sound without forgetting where we came from. We want to share our culture with other people. At the same time, we want to be thankful what we have and to share that with other people. And I think we have a lot of things in common. But he's always going to be my hero. He's one of the best human beings that I know.
You've worked with a lot of artists over the years, and a lot of young artists that you've helped mentor and grow. What one artist would you say surprised you?
You know, so I think the hardest one was Chiquita. Chiquita, because when I met her, she was a little kid and she didn't speak English. I said, we're going to do the crossover. And that's in the book, how you plan things, how you have to get ready and prepare to things. I said, we're going to hire a tutor, we're going to do this. And she said, that's never going to happen. So when I saw she got #1 on the American charts and the worldwide, that was definitely, for me, was so successful. I mean, so rewarding in a way because, you know, I love her. She's one of the best artists and she's fantastic. And that gave me a lot of satisfaction, you know, to see her when she became #1 worldwide.
I have to ask this. What's your favorite Gloria song?
I think the Los Años que me quedan. It's a song in Spanish that we wrote together. It was the first song that we wrote together. And it's the years that I have to live. I want to share with you. I think it's a song that represents that you have to kiss and hug everybody you want every single day. You don't know what is going to happen the next day.
Me queda una oportunidad